anyone else remember the term baddie on a budget? We're going to bring her back for this video because this is going to be an it girl makeup but on a budget. And when I tell you, I have gone through some trials and tribulations trying to find all of my favourite drugstore affordable makeup products. I've gone through bad skin, I've gone through breakouts, I've gone through going on nights out with crusty skin, trying to find the perfect products. But I found all of my favourite affordable drugstore products that are literally incredible, and honestly I've been sleeping on drugstore makeup. So yeah, I'm very excited to share this video. That's why it's taken me so long to film it, because I really have been going through some trials. Okay, I'm going to start on my brows. So I actually use this as my brow gel, and this has actually taken over my Anastasia Brow Freeze because I do love it, but sometimes it doesn't really hold my brows as well. This will keep you locked in all day. This is actually a hair gel, but it's so good for your brows. So it's the Got2b Glued Water Resistant Spiking Gel. It really will keep your brows in place all day. I've been liking a little bit of a bushier brow recently, so I really like to spike them up. I'm also just using the spoolie of the eyebrow pencil I'm going to use, which is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And again, for me, this is actually a really good product. Like, you don't have to spend a lot on a good brow pencil, as long as it's thin enough to kind of like mimic your brow hairs, which this one is. In fact, let me wait for that to dry a second. I'm being very impatient. I don't go crazy on my brows anymore. I like them to look as fluffy and natural as possible, but I just kind of like to lengthen them a little bit because my brows are a little short. I have been trying to grow them though. And then I'm just going to go back in with my spoolie and just brush all that through. It's basically dried like glue, so them brows, they're not going nowhere. Okay, now I'm going to start off on my skin. I always start on my skin when I'm not doing anything too crazy with my eyes. So for my moisturiser, I either use the Weleda, that's not what it's called. I either use the Weleda Skin Food. This one's a new one that I've tried and I've really liked it. It reminds me a lot of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Base. This is the Revolution Pro Miracle Cream. It's incredible. It's thick, it's moisturising, it kind of has a little bit of tack to it, so it really holds on to your foundation. I do actually have a primer that I love as well, so I'll show you that, but you could use this as a primer as well. But yeah, I always like a thick moisturiser during the day just because I get quite dry skin. So yeah, like I said, I could apply foundation on this and feel like it's gonna keep it in place, but I've really been loving this primer from NYX. So this is the NYX Plump Right Back Plumping Serum and Primer. I liked it because it's plumping, so anything that's got the word plump makes me think of like really rich, hydrated, plump skin. And this is why it drew me to this. And apparently this has electrolytes in it, so don't know what that means, but I just press this into my skin. And again, it just adds a little bit more tack to the skin, but it also has obviously some skincare benefits in there as well because it's more like a serum. Speaking on foundation, there's two. I didn't know which one to use. There's a skin tint and there's a foundation. So if you prefer more of a medium coverage, go with the foundation. If you like a really lightweight skin tint, go with the skin tint. I literally could not choose between these two products. So they're both L'Oreal True Match, but this one is the foundation and then this one is the Plumping Tinted Serum. I swear, anything that says the word plump, I'm there. These two are they've literally taken over my normal products. Like, these are incredible. If anything is my favorite so far, it's these two, and I couldn't believe that both of them works just as well as the other. So if I want something a little bit heavier, I'll go in with this one. If I want something lighter, I'll go in with this one. Okay, which one are we going to use today? We're going to go in with foundation today because I feel like I've done skin tints a lot. So this is the L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade 6W, and honestly the shade range in this collection is really good. I think that's what usually puts me off drugstore foundations, because the shade range is never good. Oh my god, I nearly forgot something. Before we do the foundation, even though I've got it on the back of my hand now, I'm going to go in with this, and it was actually Amelia Olivia that put me on this. So usually I use the Iconic Radiance Booster, and this is basically the same thing. Well, it's not as good in my opinion, but it's close enough. Like, it does the job. So this kind of illuminates the skin a little bit and kind of adds like a really blurring effect to your skin. And this is really nice on its own as well. So it's the Collection Filter Finish. And I just rub that in with my hands and you'll see my skin afterwards. And just has this like beautiful filter effect. Already my skin's looking incredible. I wouldn't actually feel like I need anything else on top of my skin, but I'm going to show you the foundation anyway. So I'm just going to take that on my foundation brush and I'm just going to work this over the top. I feel like these are the products that I've really been sleeping on. Like I've been spending £40 on my foundation when I definitely didn't have to. I think this one was like $11.99. The skin. The skin. It looks flawless. It doesn't look cakey. It looks glowy and plump. These two products together, holy grail. Okay, concealer is where I struggled. I actually did some research on TikTok because I was like, I am literally having no luck with concealers. And I heard a lot of people raving about this one from NYX. This is the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. And this is so smoothing under your eyes. So it's like a little pump, which I'm not usually used to with concealers. And I just apply this with my finger and just kind of tap it under my eyes. I knew as soon as I tried this in Boots that I was going to like it because I tried it on the back of my hand and just the way it just felt like such a smooth, like buttery consistency. And for as much as I do like quite a light skin, I do kind of like a heavier concealer, and this one has such a nice coverage. But I just apply this on my forehead, underneath my eyes, in the centre of my nose, just everywhere I would usually conceal. The way these blend together is a dream. And then for my cream bronzer, I got this one from Revolution Pro. This is the Glow Edit Cream Contour and Bronze. I don't love the shade, but I do actually really like the formula. So I did try a couple, but this one's the only one that I remotely liked. Like, I don't love it, but it's still good. Like, I think it's a lot more affordable than the Charlotte Tilbury one that kind of comes in this shape. The formula of this is actually really nice. Like, it blends out lovely. It's just the shade range wasn't that great, but as you can see, it literally blends in so beautifully. And I think if you prefer more of like a contoured look than a bronzed look, then you'd really like this product. I just think I like more of like a warmer bronzer. For my cream blush, this is a really good dupe for the Nude Sticks one that I usually use. It looks like you've been sunburned. Like, that's how I like my blusher to look, and this one's really similar. It's also got a really nice formula to it as well. Like, it's really buttery and creamy. So this one is in the shade Caramel Dusk. And I just apply this at the very tops of my cheekbones and a little bit on my nose. Then I'm just going to blend that out with my brush. I feel like this brings a little bit of life back to your skin. Before I go in with my powder, I'm just going to go back in with my beauty blender and blend my under eye. Powder's something I really did struggle with because a lot of them were quite dry, but I feel like this combination is really nice. So I first go in with the Maybelline Fit Me powder and I just use this under my eyes like I usually would with my Charlotte Tilbury, and I just feel like this is less drying under my eyes. So I just take a little powder puff, pick up the product, tap a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I just set my under eyes with this. So I did get quite a light powder. This is in one of the lightest shades, I think. It's shade 115 Ivory. It just really smooths out your under eyes. It doesn't feel dry, like a dry powder. And I also like the way it brightens your under eye as well. And then for the rest of the face, again, I'm not in love with this product, but it does the job. So this is the Revolution Translucent Baking Powder. And I usually just apply that on the back of my hand. I'll pick that up with the same powder puff and I'm just going to slightly bake just to make sure that is going absolutely nowhere. And then with a big fluffy brush, I'm going to pick that up and just really lightly set the rest of my face. I wouldn't say it adds any like smoothing benefits. I like that it just doesn't disrupt the foundation colour too much. It just kind of lightly sets it, so you've still got a little bit of a glow to your skin, but it's not as like glow. For my powder bronzer, I've been using this one by L'Oreal. This is the Infallible 24 Hours Fresh Wear, and I am obsessed with this bronzer. I've actually replaced my MAC one with this for a while because the colour is just the most perfect bronzer colour ever. It's like warm, it's like rich, and it also is just so buttery and pigmented. And I just sweep that over where I put the cream bronzer and it is beautiful. For my blush, I'm just going to go over the top using this Milani one. I've been using this for ages, to be fair. This is in the shade Coral Cove. And like I said, I've been using this for a while, so this wasn't really a new product for me, but I've always really loved the Milani blushes. Like, they've just got a really nice shade range and such a good pigment. But I feel like when you put your powder on, you just kind of lose your blush a little bit, so this kind of brings it back to life. I haven't used a highlight in so long, and I feel like it's because I just didn't love any, and I tried this one. By the way, since when did the UK stock Physicians formula? I didn't know this. This is brand new information to me, but this one, hey, I'm gonna put it out there. This is the best highlight I've ever used. I'm gonna have to show you on the back of my hand. The texture of this is like, I can't even describe it. It almost feels like a cream, but it's not, it's a powder. Like, that feels like you're doing that across the top of butter. And then look at the shade. It's so finely milled that you literally can't see the specks of like shimmer in it. It's just beautiful and the most perfect highlight. So this one definitely has gone into my makeup routine. And just look at that on the skin. Like, this made me fall in love with highlight again. The way that picks up on camera is insane. Like, it literally just looks like you're a glowy, slightly sweaty princess. And then I also like to take a really small brush, apply this down the center of my nose. And for me, that is the most perfect skin you could ask for. I couldn't tell you how much all of this was. I will leave all the products down below, but I know for a fact it's probably a quarter of the price of what I usually pay. So I'm going to lock it all in place using this e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Spray. And this reminds me so much of the Urban Decay All Nighter. And I love that this mist is like super fine as well. I usually do 2 coats with this, so I'll do it now before I do my eyes, and then I'll do it once I finished everything as well. I've spoken about this palette before, but that's because I literally am obsessed with it now. So this is the Morphe 18WT Matte Essentials. I don't know whether this classes as like drugstore. I know it was affordable. It was a lot more affordable than a lot of other palettes that I've used. So I'm going to include it in this video. And it is literally the most perfect matte palette I could ever ask for. Like, it's got cool tones in there. It's got warmer tones. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here. And this one's going to be my transition shade. The only thing I will say is these are almost too pigmented, so if you want to go in with a light hand, then make sure you're tapping a lot of the excess off. So I just blend that into the crease and then also just drag it out slightly just to give more of like the winged shadow look. I'm really sorry guys, I don't know that you can hear the fireworks. It's not even bonfire night anymore. Bonfire night's been and gone. So I don't know why people are still setting off fireworks. And then I take a really big fluffy clean blending brush, sorry, and just blend the edges out. Then I'm going to take this shade right here. So this one's a little bit of a cooler brown, and this is just going on a little bit of a skinnier brush, and I'm just going to go right in the crease with this. I really don't think you can beat just like a simple brown smoky eye. This is almost like the latte trend. I think that trend was just made for me. Okay, then I'm going to take this flat shader brush and I'm going to take this shade on the end and I'm just going to do like half a wing with this. So I kind of do like a smoky wing. Let me bring you in closer actually so you can see what I'm doing. So I just kind of like shimmy it. Do you know what I mean? And I think because it's this shape of brush, it just really helps to like keep it nice and neat. I'm gonna do my liner and I'm gonna use this shade on the end. It's just like a really dark brown. I never really use black to do my liner anymore. I much prefer a dark brown. I just start from like halfway across the eye. I never really go in the inner corner. In fact, sometimes I do, but not really. On my lower lash line, I'm just gonna take this brown that we did in the outer corner. And I'm first off just gonna, in fact, let me do my liner first. So I'm just using this black liner by Inca. I don't know whether this is drugstore or not. I literally forgot to pick one up, but I feel like you can't really go wrong with a black pencil, you know? I would actually prefer this to be brown as well, but I lost my brown one. I love how this looks. I think it looks so sexy. Like, this is such a good autumn winter makeup tutorial for like a night out or like a date night. I know I have lash extensions on, but they're at that funny phase where they need some help. So I'm going to go in with my favourite mascara of all time. This has been my favourite mascara for years now. This is the Lash Sensational mascara by Maybelline. There are a couple of mascaras that I like, but this one will always take first place for me. Like, it's just the best. And I'm also going to do my lower lashes with this as well. And that's my face and eyes done. Already I'm obsessed, but just you wait until the lips are on and the look's complete. So for my lip liner, I've been using this one by Milani. This is in the shade Spice. Before I've been doing that, I've just been going over with my Powder Puff, just because I feel like it makes the lip liner last so much longer. So it's more like a natural lip colour, but just like a little bit darker. I do really enjoy a brown liner, but recently I've been going more towards like a natural lip colour. And this shade actually is very similar to MAC Spice. This is a really good dupe for it. And then I'm just going to slightly colour in the outer edges of my lips. And then I've been using this gloss from Maybelline. This is the Lifter Gloss with hyaluronic acid. So it's nice and moisturising as well. And I just think these two pair so beautifully together. I love this lip gloss. This lip gloss is not sticky or gross, like it's just buttery and beautiful and lasts ages as well. Did I tell you the shade in this? This is in the shade Stone. One final spritz of this. That is my makeup done. Come on, this is all drugstore products. And I'm in love. I can't believe I've been sleeping on all of these for so long. I am so glad that you guys were asking me for this video because I wouldn't have found these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Honestly, please try these products. Don't be a snob like me and think higher end means better, because it actually doesn't. Like, I think this looks incredible. I'm so sorry my camera just died, but I love you all and I hopefully see you in the next video. Bye! Oh, my skin. My skin.